Hope you're well. Hope you're swell. Hope you're in. Hope you're great. Hope you're great. Hope you're great. I make music. I make music. I make music. I'm doing a song a day challenge. We're supposed to drop a song a day until the end of the year. I drop 7 songs every Friday. Every Friday, 7 songs. Which means this Friday I drop 7 songs. Today I dropped 7 songs. And the link is in the description if you want to hear what I made. I'm very proud of the pack and yeah, some fire on there. The song I dropped called Max. Heat. So link in the description if you want to hear all those songs, and then you can go to my YouTube Shorts tab to get a little taste of the music I dropped. There's some clips on there. So go to the YouTube Shorts tab. I appreciate you. And like the video as well. Give me a thumbs up, please. Please. Greatly appreciate that, guys. It goes a long way. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, all that good stuff. Okay. I wanted to talk about some music news. So Kendrick Lamar, the rapper, dissed Drake and J. Cole. You know, rap is very competitive. Sometimes rappers diss each other and stuff like that. And it's part of the sport of rap. I view rap as a sport in part. It's got this very competitive aspect to it. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that competition, right? That lyrical exchange, trying to prove who's a better writer. But I think things take a turn when it gets very personal and there's genuine animosity toward the other person. I don't think it should ever get to that extent. Now, you don't have to be friends. You don't have to like each other. But I think there are boundaries in terms of what you can say and stuff like that. Like, it shouldn't get too personal. You should maintain poise, maintain class. So this Kendrick Lamar diss, I don't understand why he took the approach he took. I don't think it's healthy for the genre. I don't think it's such a good example for the people coming up in the genre. Because, you know, he started making all sorts of violent threats, and this isn't like this isn't like a symbolic language he's using. You know what I'm saying? He's not being figurative, he's being literal. He's talking about how he's gonna drop his location and I hope you've got guns because I've got guns and I've got security and blah, 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 blah. I mean, what does that have to do with anything? Like these, and I don't even think they did anything to this guy, man. I think they were just collaborating amongst themselves, having fun. They're on tour together right now, Drake and J. Cole. Like, he claims they're sneak dissing him. Maybe they did. I didn't hear that in any of the songs they've done together. I don't understand the response he's given. Response assuming that they've actually said anything to him that warrants such an assault, right? But here's the issue with rap, right? The issue of violence in rap. The promotion, the open, blatant promotion of violence, of murder. I don't know why it's acceptable to the audience to hear these guys say, we're true musicians. We're having some sort of feud, and I will kill you because I don't agree with you or I don't like you. It's like, what? That's barbaric. That's not acceptable. That's highly immoral, and you should not accept that sort of language because it does have real world consequences. You know, a lot of these young kids in these environments, these poor environments where there's a lot of gangsters, they hear this sort of stuff and they view it as a validation of whatever it is they're into. You know, a lot of these guys are in gangs, they're involved in a lot of criminal activity, and when they hear the biggest artists in the world basically co-signing what they're getting up to in their own private time, what do you think that does to communities? It makes the problem worse. It exacerbates things. A lot of these guys are probably using these songs as soundtracks to their illegal endeavors. What do you think these guys listen to? These young gangsters and stuff. They're not listening to classical jazz. They're listening to Future and all these 21 Savage and probably maybe like more local rappers and stuff who are promoting the same sort of stuff. It's unacceptable. And then you have Future. I don't like Future anymore. I used to be a big Future fan, but then I realized how sinister his music is because this guy is promoting drugs openly, and he's admitted, I don't take these drugs myself. I usually just rap about it because it sells. It sells well. He told Nicki Minaj, and she snitched on him. Basically, she exposed it. She exposed him. She said he told me he doesn't do these things. He just raps about it because it sells a lot of records. Even if he did do the drugs, that's not a justification. It just means you're a drug addict who's just promoting drug use. But the fact that he doesn't do it makes it even crazier. Juice WRLD, this rapper Juice WRLD, who passed away, he told Future, I started doing drugs because I started doing lean and all these other and consuming these Percocets and whatnot because of you. Because you're my hero and you were doing drugs, or you said you claimed you were doing drugs. And I wanted to be like you, so I started doing drugs. Guess what happened to Juice WRLD? He overdosed on drugs. So that's like literally directly Future's fault. He started doing drugs because of you and then he overdosed. That's crazy. And you know what? Future hasn't changed. That didn't make him go like, oh, maybe I should stop rapping about this. Oh my God, what have I done? He's still doing the same thing. That's evil. That's evil. And all these guys are still doing the same thing. No one cares. How many people have died? Mac Miller, Lil Peep, I don't know. A bunch of people have overdosed over the years. Artists, high profile people within the hip hop community. And there hasn't been any real shift to stop the promotion of these messages. And it upsets me. I'm like, y'all have no conscience. That's why I don't listen to Drake as much anymore. J. Cole's never been that guy, the promotion of drug use and stuff like that. Drake will have those guys on his songs. He's not that guy himself, but he'll have them on, he'll co-sign them constantly. So you might as well be that guy if you're constantly co-signing them, right? Like, what's the difference? J. Cole, on the other hand, had KOD, which is an actively anti-drug album, I respect that a lot. I've always personally been a Drake fan more than anything else, but as of late, I've just grown tired of his willingness to support a lot of these degenerates that promote gangsterism and drug use and promiscuity and all these sorts of things. But I can't listen to it. It's so bad for the soul. I just want to listen to rappers who, it's okay to be aggressive. It's okay to be competitive. It's okay to, talk your shit. But why do we have to delve into these realms of evil where we're just promoting genuinely destructive things? Talking about having sex with women and then abandoning them, cheating on them, lying to them, gaslighting them, treating them like filth. Being a terrible lover, and it's accepted, it's cool. Like, if you knew someone that in real life, you'd hate them. Like, you'd be like, you're a terrible person, bro. I don't know if we've all, but I've encountered guys who are like that. Or maybe like you're friends with a girl and she's into this guy who treats her terribly and you hate him. Because you know the girl and you care for her and you want her to be happy. And here's this dude treating her like absolute dog shit. And yet these rappers normalize that behavior. Like they brag about it as if it's cool to be a cheater. It's cool to be someone who doesn't really value his partner and just does what he wants and disregards their feeling. I hate that, man. It makes me so angry. But it's normalized in hip-hop. In hip-hop, it's just normal. One thing I'm proud of when it comes to my music is that very romantic, and I always try my best to you don't hear me talking about I get bitches, I get hoes, because I don't. But also, I don't want to promote that message. I don't want to make that seem like it's cool. It's not cool. I always talk about, love, one woman, commitment. That's my whole thing. I try my best to make it sound wavy, you know? I'm not trying to be like a corny rapper and all that sort of stuff, but I believe that's just the best direction society can go in. We can't promote this other stuff. We just can't. It's bad. Anyway, back to the feud. I had to say that because while I am defending Drake and Cole from Kendrick, I also want to highlight that those two have their own issues. J. Cole in specific, even though he has co-signed some problematic rap artists in the past, and he's also done things like he's been on the Lil Yachty interview talking about how this new generation of rap music is great and all these youngsters are doing great and there's nothing wrong and yada yada, which is a lie, and you know he's lying. You know he's lying because he's directly dissed the young generation in his own songs in the past, and now he's changing his tune because I think he doesn't want to come off as this old guy who's disgruntled and mean and he's just in the past and whatnot. So he's kind of playing along. But I know he doesn't listen to this music in his free time. I know he's not actually listening to fucking Lil Uzi Vert and all these people and Playboy Cardi. I know that's not what he listens to. I know he's more old school. All these young, yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa. I know he doesn't listen to that. So I don't know why he's co-signing it. Acting like it's fine, like it's cool. Be honest, bro. This guy got on a song with Lil Yachty and schooled him. Okay, I don't have problems with Lil. Well, I do have problems with Lil Yachty, but just in terms of some of the things he promotes, all these guys are the same in terms of what they promote and what they give their stamps of approval. But I think Lil Yachty at least is trying to make more wholesome music that appeals to something other than just debauchery, just violence and drugs. I think he's actually trying to make like music. So I shouldn't be too harsh in my criticism of like people like Lil Yachty, because Lil Yachty's trying. But yeah, I'm just tired now. I'm just exhausted. I just want to see people like rapping skillfully, like none of this nonsense of like look, there's a time and a place, right, for the more new school approach to rapping with the melodies and the flows that aren't necessarily centered on lyricism, but it's more so about the sound and the rhythm and the vibe. So it's like it's very centered on like ad-libs and stuff like that. There's a time and a place for it, but also like let's remember what hip-hop is. Let's remember what rap is. Like you want to hear people just like spit bars. That should be the center of our focus. But a lot of the music that dominates the charts is just it's like a lot of this stuff that's just like ugh. Here's what I'll say. I'll amend what I say. I don't completely agree with what I just said, so I'll amend what I said and say there's a place in the sphere of music for all these sort of genres and variations of rap. And you don't have to be the most lyrical rapper to find success. If that's not your thing, if you don't want to be the guy that writes the deepest lyrics and stuff, like you're just having fun and it makes you happy to make songs that get people to turn up and not necessarily think too much, that's cool. What I'm against is the promotion of negativity. That's what I'm against. There's no problem with someone that just wants to get lit and get turned and that music that people just go crazy to. I think that's fine. That's absolutely fine. My issue with Playboy Cardi isn't necessarily that a lot of his music isn't lyrically dense at all. Yeah, most of it isn't. My issue isn't that. My issue is like what he promotes. which is the drugs, the promiscuity, the guns, the this, the that. That's why I'm like, bro. So I think you can talk about things that aren't necessarily harmful without, yeah, and still have a lit song, a song that people can turn up to. I think it's very possible. That's what I endeavor to do all the time. I think my music maintains that competitive edge that people are very attracted to in rap. That gives it that masculine spirit, that aggression that people like. That when you do the stank face when you're listening to like a good rap song, but you don't have to threaten anyone's life. So with Kendrick, I'm just like, bro, like, why are you doing this? Why are you threatening to like shoot them or something? It's like, it's crazy. And I know he doesn't mean it. I really don't think he's out here like with guns and I'll show up to your house and shoot you. Like that would be crazy if he is really about that life. That's so stupid. You're a multi-millionaire. You have no business going around trying to shoot people. And that would make you kind of evil too. Because think about how insane that is. This notion that over some music you would go to someone's house and shoot them. That's not a small thing to kill someone. I know rappers made it seem normal. It's not. It's very dark. So the fact that he's just like saying this sort of stuff, I'm like, you don't mean that. And if you do, you need to find God. That's dark, man. But I don't think he means it, which makes it even more pathetic. You're just saying it for like to look cool. Oh, look at Kendrick, he's so tough. He's gonna shoot Drake. What are we doing? Why not just keep it inside the music? Like talk about the music. Like I make better music than you, bro. Here is proof because of my lyricism. Da 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 da. All of that. Because I was listening to the verse and I feel like people were overreacting. Because I listened to the verse, I'm like, I can't hear anything. Like I didn't catch any bars that were like actually like the actual bars that were good. Like, you know, like every rap song you have your quotables and your lyrics that are like, oh crap, oh snap, da 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 da. She said that, oh that double entendre, that triple entendre. I was listening and I'm like, he's just threatening to shoot him. I mean, there were some bars. I'll get into that just now, but for the most part, I was listening and I was like, there's nothing going on here. And I listened to a reaction video, and the guy I watch what's his channel? No Shack Life or something like that. He usually has amazing breakdowns. I was listening, I was waiting for him to break down he wasn't pausing to like break anything down. I'm like, oh, because probably there's nothing there. He said, oh, I'll break it down in some other video. I'm like, bro, I don't think there's anything here. I think that's why he never really, because he's probably thinking, oh, it's Kendrick, so it's so complex and deep that you really have to take it in. And look, I'm sure there was some stuff in there, but so let's talk about his Michael Jackson bar. He said, because Drake compared himself to Michael Jackson because he literally has more hits than Michael Jackson. Like statistically, he broke Michael Jackson's records for most number ones or something. I can't remember what it was. So he passed Michael Jackson for that. So he literally does have more hits than Michael Jackson. Drake does. So Kendrick's whole argument is like, oh, but Prince lived Michael Jackson, so shut up. Like, so I guess he's comparing himself to Prince, which even that is a stretch because I don't think Kendrick has seen the same level of success, statistically speaking, as Prince has. So even that is like, Drake can legitimately compare himself to Michael Jackson. I don't think Kendrick can legitimately compare himself to Prince in terms of his musical success. I think he's done extremely well, very, very well. But I think Prince might have had the edge on him. I might be wrong about that. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure about that. Maybe he has. He might be bigger than Prince. Maybe. Prince tour sales. I don't know why I'm looking. Yeah, it's hard to. There's so many metrics you have to consider. Anyway, if you use the Michael Jackson Prince analogy, you can't say Prince outlived Michael Jackson, therefore Prince is better than Michael Jackson. That's not how this works. There are many people who outlive Michael Jackson, many musical artists that outlive Michael Jackson. That does not make them better. That's not the same thing. Most people cannot recite a single Prince lyric to you. If you ask them, sing a Prince song right now, whoa. More people, what? Whoa. Wait. Let me pull out my phone and Google. With Michael Jackson, they're saying, you know, Billie Jean, not my. Like, there's so many. You rock my world. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Like, there's so many, dude. Dee. Like, come on, guys. It's Michael Jackson. You can't do that with Prince. So, so he's literally giving it to Drake. He's saying, okay, fine, you're Michael Jackson, but I'm Prince, so I'm better than you. It's like, no, Prince is not better than Michael Jackson. No one thinks that. No one thinks that Prince is better than Michael Jackson. Stop it. So I wasn't a fan of that argument. I thought that was a silly argument. So the bar he had in the song that referenced that, he said, Mike Jack got outlived by Prince or something like that. It was something silly like that. And then the other argument he made is, fuck the big three, it's just big me or something like that. Because the big three, people usually when they refer to the big three in rap, they talk about Drake, Cole, and Kendrick. Those are the people they're referring to when they say the big three in hip hop right now, right? So Kendrick saying, no, there's no big three, it's just the big me. I'm like, it's a nice bar. I chuckled, but at the same time, I'm like, no, it's not, Kendrick. It's not the big you, because you go missing every 4 years. This guy always drops an album and then goes missing for like 5 years. You can't be the highest performer in your office if you're never at work. Stop this. Look, people. He said, what did he say about? He said something about Drake saying like your best work is like, basically you're saying even your best albums are trash. Basically something like that. I'm not interested in the album debate, like whose catalog is better than who has better albums, because that's very, very subjective. Who you like is up to you as an individual. Everyone has individual tastes. I don't listen to Kendrick. His music isn't for me. I think it's too woke, especially knowing what I know now about crime in the black community and the reasons behind these economic disparities and the reality behind policing and the statistics behind police shootings and stuff like that. I'm like, literally, the premise behind his music is false. You're not being oppressed. So when I listen to To Pimp a Butterfly, for example, and he's talking about being oppressed as a black man, I'm like, actually, the premise is false. The police aren't targeting black people specifically. That's just not true. Black people aren't like pariahs in America and all these sorts of things. And America isn't fundamentally racist. And there's so much statistical evidence to prove this. But that's a conversation for another day, man. So I'm just like, I don't listen to Kendrick because of all the woke nonsense. You know, in his new album, by the way, that album wasn't received that well. I know people like the journalists and stuff, oh my god, this is such a... They always do this with Kendrick. Whenever Kendrick releases something, it's like this amazing thing. But then no one listens to it. You don't hear these songs in circulation. There are like 1 or 2 songs off of there that are doing well, I guess, but Yeah, anyway, in that album, you just pushing the transgenderism stuff and all this sort of. I'm like, listen, this album, man, it had good moments. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like, eh. So I listened to J. Cole and Drake way more than Kendrick, if I'm being honest. And they're just more active. They put out more music. They do more features. They're in your face more. Kendrick will just go missing for 4 years, bro. He might do a feature here and there, but like, for most of his career, he's been indoors, out of sight. Think about that. For most of his career, we haven't seen him. You can't, how can you call yourself the GOAT if that's how you're acting? You don't deserve that title. You just don't deserve it. There's so many people ahead of you in that queue, in that conversation. I don't think he deserves that attention that he's asking for. Like, you don't work hard enough for that. In my opinion, I might be crazy, but I'm like, nah, this guy keeps going on vacation. It's unacceptable. Drake, every year, basically, every year, album you get from him, he goes on tour, constantly working. He loves what he does. It's not about whether you like the music or not. He has fans who love his music. You know, it's like the Taylor Swift argument. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I don't listen to Taylor Swift's music. I don't enjoy Taylor Swift's music. It's not for me. I'm not going to compare Drake to Taylor Swift. I think he makes better music than Taylor Swift, but that's just my opinion. But with Taylor Swift, it's like she has music for her audience. Who are you to say that it's trash and yada yada yada? Different strokes for different folks. I think she works hard. And I think she's actually trying to make good music, and I think she's actually talented. She has a good voice and stuff like that. And I think her and her team, when they come together to put together a good song, I think they're trying earnestly to put together a good song. I don't think they're trying to manufacture some nonsense. So yeah. And there are many, many, many people who genuinely love her music. So it's subjective at the end of the day. Adele, Ed Sheeran, The Weeknd, so on and so forth. Now, these are major pop artists. I'm kind of straying away from the pop stuff. I'm also into, I listen to myself more than anyone. That's just being honest. I listen to a lot of electronic house music these days, and then myself, which sounds very narcissistic, but it's just true. For the past 2 or 3 years, when Spotify submits the Spotify Wrapped thing and it shows you most listened to artists, I've consistently been number 1 on my own list. I enjoy my own music. What can I say? I like my message. I like the sounds I use. I listen to myself, and then I listen to house music. That's me. It doesn't really have lyrics, so you don't have to worry about listening to nonsense. And yeah, I do have my Wayside playlist, which I publish from time to time. I've got like 60 playlists published so far on Spotify. I'm working on the 61st. I'll share that with y'all. That's more of a mix of different types of songs. It's not house. It's not exclusively house. It's a bit of everything. Indie, rap, so on and so forth. But it's like music that I think is not pushing negative messaging. It's just good, fun music. But yeah, what else did Kendrick say in that diss? Oh yeah, so I'll just wrap it up. So like, this guy's not consistent enough. He needs to work harder. He needs to be more. But I don't think he can. That's the thing. He said in his last album he had writer's block. That's why he wasn't putting out. That's why it took him 4 years to put out that album. So I'm like, okay, bro. Just say that then. But you can't say you're a GOAT if you can't compete at the same pace as the others. J. Cole does not have this problem. Drake does not have this problem. Well, J. Cole does take a bit of time between his releases, but you know, he'll go on. Nah, he won't go on tour. When is the last J. Cole tour? He's on tour right now with Drake. But when was the last J. Cole album? I think it was, when was it? That album, I forgot what it was called. But that was like 2021 or something. I can't remember when he released that. But he had these Dreamville projects that he released. He's done a lot of features. He's been in public view. He hasn't been in hiding. Anyway, I just think Kendrick needs to be a lot more active if you want to be in that conversation. And then, what else did he say? I think that's it, honestly. I think he said some other stuff, but I've covered a lot. So, oh yeah, the last thing I'll say is I wish this guy would just collaborate with them. I don't know why he's dissing them. Why not just work with them? Because everyone has wanted to see that for a long time. Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick on one song, just rapping. Oh my god. If they do it right, that would be a huge hit. That would be a humongous song. Oh my god, that would be a monstrous song. The three of the biggest rappers ever on one song together, just especially of the generation. They're the three biggest of the generation, period. There are no other artists in the generation as big as them. If they hopped on songs together, oh my god, it'd be crazy. But instead, Kendrick wants to diss. It's unbelievable. But why? J. Cole's never had an issue with Kendrick. Why is he dissing J. Cole? I don't know. I understand the Drake thing, which is still childish, but yeah, I think it's a missed opportunity. I think they should collaborate and not get into these feuds. Anyway, let me know what you think. Are you a rap fan? I'm not really a rap fan these days. I am a rap fan. I just don't listen to like mainstream pop rap because it's very violent, and I'm trying to shift away from that. But this did catch my attention because these are the biggest rappers, and I just had to speak on it. I like to create my videos just in parts, peace and blessings, and all that good stuff. So dear God, thank you for this individual watching this right now. Thank you for making them whole, unique, and guiding them on a path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this individual with wonderful people in their life who love them and take care of them, bring the absolute best of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with a spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in life. By giving thanks, they can find peace and contentment and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life so they know that you're God, that you're real, that you love them, and you're always going to be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness for this person and everyone they care about. In your mighty name I pray, in Jesus' name I pray, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen, 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 amen.